Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the SEO series. Today's day 5, yo. Today's day 5. I'm actually so excited that, wow. Hey, Suman. Hey, Lisa.
Hi,
Good
Favor.
morning. Happy Friday.
Morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's just exciting, man. It's like it's Friday already. Time just flew by. Time just flew by. So I'm really, really happy that, time has, come and we've spent time intentionally and we've had a great time. So I'm really, really excited that you guys are here with me today. Good morning, good morning. And we are going to have an amazing time. This is the last part of the series. So I'm so happy that you guys are here to learn something new, and I saved the best for last. So there's some things I might bring back up again for you today. It might be a surprise. I don't know. We'll see. But I know that I'm going to give you guys something that you'll be able to take home and enjoy. So sit back, relax, enjoy. It's going to be a nice place to be today. It's a Friday, so I'm going to make it very light. It's not going to be too heavy. And make sure that you also incorporate in the chat, if you have any question, but also feel free to come up on stage if you want to connect with us as well. Just wanted to shout out as well, Dr. Sharon, Crystal, Stacy, just connected with Stacy. Amazing. It was really good meeting you. Suzanne, Sadia, Lindsaya just walked in. Welcome. Nora, as well as AR, Dr. Shari, Jacob, Shadi, Doc, Tamra, Montika, Z, Carrie, and Ree just stepped in the room too. Thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate you, Suzanne from Washington. Okay. Good to see you. And Stacy is so excited. Welcome, Stacy. Good morning again. Stacy, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Oh, sorry, I was typing. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning. I'm so excited.
Me too. Me too. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, SEO has been something that I've actually I've helped and I've seen and I've seen how people actually take action, and I'm so happy to see that. Actually, just to give you guys insight of how I feel I'm just happy today. I don't know for what reason. I'm always happy, but I feel like today it was a little different because I'm before I literally started the room because I came in a little bit late, like a minute late. We've had a good number of people who have signed up. I think we have about, let me see, before I say anything, I want to be sure the number is right. Okay, so I'm going to the list. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 students in this course in the past 24 hours. And I did not expect that. I mean, I was kind of like in a way where I was like, you know what? If they don't take this opportunity, I don't know what is going to move them forward or what's going to help them. And then to even put an icing on the cake, one of them, Marsha, and I hope she's here. I hope she comes through today if she's available. But Marsha literally just completed the course. It took her 2 hours to finish the course. And she just finished it literally before I started the room. And that to me is like, that's dedication. That already tells me that, okay, when I get on a call with Marsha, I'm going to find out, okay, what did she learn? What can she apply? What does she need to do next? Because the percentage of people who finish courses, it's about 3% standard average. So for someone to finish a course in 3 hours, purchase it. I think she bought it yesterday. She's done with it. She's been online because I can tell when the students are online. So it's like, oh, wow, she's finishing. Someone just got it as well. And I'm like, oh, this is good. It shows me that people are taking this seriously because I can't run a series all week and you guys are not taking action. It will just hurt me. I'd rather not even, do it. So I think, going through the course and going through it successfully is one of the things that makes me happy and also wants me to do more for you because it also shows that you're taking action too. So today we're going to be talking about understanding the service content marketing. Before I do, just wanted to shout you out. Rocky, welcome. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Hey, love the energy. Let's go. So, for those who are here listening and you've probably been here earlier in the week or you've heard the replays because the replays will be going down. I just kind of give you guys a whole week to, get everything in if you can for those who didn't make the live rooms. But when you look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, Friday, you will notice that there's been a consistency in keywords that I've been mentioning throughout the week. And throughout the week, I've been mentioning something that when it comes to your sitemap, when it comes to your links, when it comes to your blogs, when it comes to your articles, when it comes to your pieces of content, how can you be able to give people information they can run with and apply it? And some people apply it and they're like, okay, they've applied it. Some other people don't apply it at all, right? But if you can apply these concepts from what I said on Monday through today, then you would really, really start off and have a profitable business without even having to go through a paid route because organically you can grow. I've tested it for myself. My business, we don't run ads. We know how to, we do it for clients, but we don't run ads. So the next set of ads I'm going to be running as a test, which is not even something that we do all the time, is going to be on Pinterest. And because of, the access that I've gotten, and I want to test it out as well to see, how effective it is. And I actually I'd say maybe in October, because we're getting to the end of September. So sometime in October, one of my rooms is going to be based on showing you what I've done. Like I'm going to run an ad doing leads and I'll show you what happened on Pinterest so that you guys can see my screen, so, and I'll also let the replays be available in the Pinterest course because I always update the courses, especially when something new happens. So for today, understanding the service content marketing, this is something I want you to really understand. Like put a 1 in the chat if you have a service, if you provide a service as a business, and put a 1 in the chat, and then I'll ask you another question after that. So just want to take a poll in the room real quickly before I go too deep because I don't want to be telling you guys something you don't need. I don't want to waste your time. So put a 1 in the chat if you have a service business. Okay, we have a lot of ones today. Okay, thank you, Ryan, Lisa, Kimmy, Stacy, Suzanne, AR, Lindsaya, Dr. Sharon, Doc, Suman, Rocky, Derek, and Dr. Shari. Okay, thank you so much for letting me know. So this room is for you, 100% for you. Now, when you have a service, right, you have line items that you provide as a service, right? We provide this, we do this. This is our business. This is our industry. This is what we, do on a daily basis, right? But the things that we do on a daily basis is based on a system. It's based on procedures, right? It's based on something that you have created that actually adds to your business model as a workflow, that makes it convenient for you. Either you're using Slack or you're using Airtable or you're using ClickUp. We use ClickUp, and we also use Slack a little bit in case we want to, connect with other businesses too. So those are systems, right? So imagine as a service, that, okay, if you join us and we do this service for you, why is it not available where they can see it? And it doesn't have to be specifically as a page. It would be better as a page because some businesses I know, like if you offer this service, this service, this service, this service, you have to list them out across different pages so that you're not clustering your pages, one, and you're also not confusing your audience, two. So if you have a service, then you're putting it within line items. In other words, you're putting it within web pages. So if you do this service, you do another service, you do another service, and all these services are under one business, right? All these services are just pretty much directly proportional to products. Because when you have products, all these products have links, right? All these products have pages. So that's the same way all your services have pages. All your services have links. If you provide this service, then you're going to send them the link they will use to sign up for that service. So it's all the same thing. It's just a different model. So when we look at yesterday, when we talked about products, and today we're talking about services, it's the same thing, But because I know a lot of businesses do more service than product, I wanted to leave service last. And if you look at the way I did the series from beginning to the end, it was very intentional. I didn't start off randomly with anything. I started off with organic content marketing because that's where you plant your seeds first. That's where you do your research. That's where you conduct analysis. That's where you find competitive analysis. That's where you get to know exactly what are you coming out with, right? Because I wouldn't pay for an ad that I don't need, right? I'm not going to run an ad on real estate when I have a whole kitchen, when I have a whole chef business, when I have a whole chauffeur business, for example. So you want to make sure that if you're running ads, you're running ads based on keywords that you already know people search for, that you provide as a service, right? Now, I moved over from organic to paid because I know that if you're running any paid marketing, most times, more often than not, you would be using keywords. And even if you're not using keywords directly, they're in your captions, they're in your videos, they're in your text, they're in your call to action. Those are keywords, those are key phrases. I usually say this: keywords are the keys to your business. I'll say that again. Keywords, Rocky's laughing. Keywords are the keys to your business because if you're opening a door, right, in your house, and I treat websites like land, and I treat them like houses, right? If you open a door and that door is locked, you can't go through that door unless you're going to smash through it, or unless you're going to go through the window, or you're probably going to come from the rooftop if you have an open ceiling, or from have an attic, right? But the chances of doing that are even more stressful than you just turning a switch or turning a key and you're right in, right? So if you have uh Lisa just confused me with the gift. When you have a key and that key opens the door, that key has specifically been made to open that specific door, right? So if you have a key word and that word is going to open up your website, that means that you have to have a URL, a uniform resource locator that can identify with that key, right? You can't open a door with the wrong key. We know that already. So when you start using your services and you're like, okay, this keyword is what people are going to use to connect with me, then how can I keep this keyword consistently coming back for more, because there's more things that behind that door. So if you can give people the things that they're looking for, and behind that door are keywords that have content that people can use to actually help themselves get better, then you'll be the person that they'll be going to consistently. Not because you are just building links for the sake of building links. You're building assets because you're building it for tomorrow. Just like when you buy a house today, in 5 years it's going to appreciate by fill in the blank percent, right? Because you know that you're making an investment. It's a property investment. Your domain is a property, right? It's a property investment. You pay for that domain every year, though, right? Why are you paying for it every year? Because you know its value. You know it's a valuable asset as a business, especially in today's world. You can't have a business and not have a website. Some people go without it, some people do, but majority have a website. And the ones who do actually get the best results. Even if you go to a brick and mortar, they still have a website. If they were having a whole brick and mortar, why would they need a map or a website? But they know that they need that, because for someone to leave their house, use their own car key, turn the key, and drive to you using Apple Maps, Waze, or Google Maps, for example. I use Waze. When you use that and you go through and you get to that person's place, it's because you found it through search. I'm looking for a restaurant. Okay, let me go there. I'm looking for a movie to watch. Okay, what are the movies that are going on right now? You're always in search mode. So if you have a service and you're providing that service, how do you provide that service from the point of doing it from home first? How do you have your own website? You build your website, you build your keywords organically, and then you get into paid. If you want to get into paid, you can do that, maybe do a Black Friday offer or do like a flash sale like I did, and that went very successfully, really successfully. And I'll definitely bring it back up again in the holidays. I don't know when, but I'll plan that out because I want to focus on the people who just signed up and they're getting so many bonuses, they don't even know what's coming their way. So I'm going to be sending that out to them, and they'll be like, oh wow, we didn't expect this. So for me, it's about the experience. And I also say that in the course, it's not about SEO. Yes, SEO works. Yes, SEO is big. Yes, SEO is important. But SEO is also something that you want to use that's going to help your business grow long term. And I talked about it on day 2 when it comes to paid marketing. Day 3 was email marketing. Now, email marketing is big because all these things that have happened in the past 24 to 48 hours has happened through email. There's no way you can make a sale as a business without going through the route of having emails exchanged. It's not possible. When you have a meeting, you get that meeting through your email. When you have to sign a contract, an e-document, or whatever it is, a DocuSign or an e-doc, you have to use email, right? If you're paying an invoice, you have to send it through email. So why are you ignoring it when it's time to sell your product or sell your service, right? But we kind of forget that because we don't really think through that all the time. So when you look at that and you build it, it's going to help you break down those things, and you'll be able to understand what that does for you. I'm just looking at the chats. Rocky said, I'm a word psychologist. Okay. That's a first. I might take that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's a good one. Suzanne said keywords, yes, are the keys to your business. And you didn't know that it was a uniform resource locator. Yes, it is. And yes, Stacy, all the choo-choos in the world, all the trains in the world. It's good to see this because I really want you guys to really understand that when you are building your business for long-term growth, you are experiencing something that is going to make you have to pivot or change or alter or do something a little bit different. It might get a little uncomfortable. Trust me, it might get a little uncomfortable, but by the time you are done with those growing pains, you'll be looking back and you'll be like, I'm glad I went through this now and not then. Because at that other later time, you would have missed out on so much time you'd have gathered information on. So you started early, right? So when you're using an email to send a message, those messages have links in them. As soon as people click on those links, it's sending them somewhere. Before I sent my email, the email I sent yesterday that had about 7 hours left, I literally tested that email 3 times before I hit send to everybody. I tested it 3 times because I had to make sure that there was nothing left. And it's so weird because our eyes see things differently. It's something I've come to actually appreciate too. We look at things differently when we look at it from a big screen to a small screen. So I sent it from my website, from my email marketing platform, and I tested the email. I sent it to myself, and I read the email, and I noticed, okay, I got to add something here. I came down, I clicked on all the links, and I noticed, okay, there's something was missing. Then I had to look at my protocol. I had to look at the HTTPS, and I was like, okay, this is not working. I was kind of going a little technical because I wanted to make sure that if somebody clicks on that link, they can have access to it directly. So I tested it the first time. The second time I tested it again, I was like, okay, I need to add something here, make a space, does it look good? Then the third time I sent it, and I was like, okay, now it looks good. Then I sent it, right? That took me about 30 minutes to do. So I would say about 10 minutes per send because I had to go back and forth, go back and forth. But doing that in itself is an experience. And that's an experience I want all of you to try, because when you send an email and you test that email and you actually look at that email like you're receiving it, and you actually experience it, like, okay, let me open the email, let me see whether I like what I'm seeing. The picture, is it glossy, is there a GIF in there, maybe is there a link that's working, is there one button, is there one link, is there a social link in there? Like, you start to look a little differently. You have a third eye, if that makes sense, or a sixth sense. And then you use that information and go back and then try it again. So when you try it again, you're like, okay. Because for me, the worst thing to do is to send an email and there's a typo. That will make me cringe. Like, I would I would not send another email in a while. And it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. People print books and they have typos in them. Maybe one in a whole 300 pages, or just one. I'm not saying that we're not perfect, but we need to make sure that what we're doing is in perfection of helping somebody else with that good intention in mind. So I send out the emails like that. Product wise, if you have a product, Why do you think people, when they have products, they're like, oh, here's our best selection, here's our best sellers, here's our popular products, here's product by category, product by this, product by size, product by, color. You're doing all these things because people have different consumer behavior traits, right? So when people have consumer behavior traits, you want to know, what are they picking on? I heard that it takes about 5 to 7 seconds, maybe 3 if you're really quick, 3 to 7 seconds to make a decision when you're at a grocery store and you're picking up something. You're going to look at the label, you're going to see it. Maybe Lisa can help me with this, or even Travis Michelle too. When you look at a label and you look at the ingredients and you're seeing, okay, this is what I want. Okay, it has this number of calories. Like, it takes you a couple of seconds because you already know what you came for, but you're kind of window shopping so that you can pick something as you go. So I feel like that is also how you also do that for your own business. So before I go any further, we'd like to ask the room or anyone on stage if they would like to add on to that.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Travis Michelle, and happy Forward Friday. So, yes, I have just started with my email marketing, and that's right. This is exactly what I had to do. But again, Favor is my SEO guy, thank gosh. So I sent it to myself, a test. And when I sent it originally in my email, my CRM, it looked good. Guys, it looked so good. I sent it to myself and said, what the hell? Because spacing was off, although it looked good when you first format it, but when it's sent, for whatever reason, it just wasn't spaced properly. So I was able to see how it would look. So it is important to do that. I thought it was a bunch of crap. I really did, guys. I know they tell us all this stuff, but sometimes, when you're doing it, it's like, yeah, whatever. But I listened, and it does make it is important. And I forgot to put my time on there. No, I'm sorry. I forgot to put my link. And I told Favor that. I was like, oh my goodness, I did what you said. And I sent it to myself, and I had forgotten to put the link where they're supposed to meet. So always, double check and verify. It does make a difference, and it saves you like an embarrassment. Although I wouldn't have been embarrassed, because I'm like, hey, I'm human, and I would make a joke of it in another email. Like, can you believe I did that? So there are ways around it. So if it's not perfect, yeah, they're right. There are textbooks that have some typos in them. That is going to happen. It's not going to necessarily stop people from buying, but I'm never going to look for perfection ever again in my life. But I always will strive for excellence. So if your brand, people know that, they're going to give you grace. But first, give yourself some grace. I'm Travis Michelle.
Ooh, that was a good one. Thank you so much. Give yourself some grace. That is something I think everyone should do, because we feel battered sometimes. We feel like, wow, we shouldn't have done it. But we need to give ourselves some grace and just be like, yeah, it happens. And sometimes you can't force everything. And the moment you realize that 99% of the things in the world you can't control, but what you can control is your mind, which is a 1%, then you as that 1% can help another person achieve their own 1%. And then we're 8 billion people in the world, which is like 8 billion%. So we can get better if we just help each other and just give each other some grace. I love that, Travis Michelle. Anyone else would like to add on to that? That was powerful.
I wanted to add, Travis Michelle, you're not the only one. I sent out a email to my community maybe about a month and a half ago, and I forgot the link. And I tested it. And I sent one to myself, and even in the midst of me testing it, I overlooked the fact that I did not send the link. And luckily I caught it and I resent it. And I love how you handled that. You handled it with a little bit of humor to put anyone at ease that might have gotten frustrated. Like, wait a minute, she sent me this email and she didn't send me the link. So it's like, yeah, I'm human. Mistakes are going to happen. And actually, I feel like if you are my person and if I am your person, you'll be willing to accept that. That occasionally I may stumble, occasionally I may, get the I and the E and receive mixed up. Maybe I overlooked that when I was doing a spell check. So Absolutely. I love how she handled that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's so important, to look at those things. And when you notice it happens, even your audience sometimes they're like, "Oh, okay, that's a nice one." It's like an April Fool's joke. Like you actually take it for fun now, and you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna send you another one right after that." And it happens. And I feel like when people also see that too, they can also tell that you mean well. Because imagine if you didn't even realize that there was no link in there, and then 24 hours pass by, it would get so bad that that's what would happen on your email list the next time you send an email, because they'll be like, this person didn't even realize that they didn't leave the link because they didn't test it. And they may not tell you, but if you realize that and you act on it quickly and you send another email and that email just literally says, here's the link, and you just drop the link and send it to everyone, that may even give you a better output or click-through rate, because that's all they see in that email. So they're not distracted by the images, they're not distracted by other things. You can do that. So I feel like all this is just testing, because when they're testing, you're testing it out, for a good purpose, and you want to really build that out too. Now, Kimmy asked a really good question. And oh yeah, okay. Suzanne was responding to. Okay, thank you. So the question was, links in email signature, is it bad or good? And then Suman said yes, they are good, because only websites would be good. And then for me, I said it's also good to send links in your email signature. Go ahead, Suman, and then I'll respond to that too.
Thank you, Favor. I just want to say that email signatures are one of the best ways, only when we are adding a simple website where we can showcase our work, or something which we wanted to share, basically. That will definitely help each one of us to like, if your people, to make sure that you are reliable and you are doing the work what you're sharing, right? And you are actually reachable as well. So I think this is one of the best ways of doing it. But make sure any link you're adding on the signatures, right, it has to be tracked. So I think over to your Favor.
Thank you so much, Suman. Yes, it's good to have links. I usually would say have three, because I know Kimmy is asking about this, the specifics too. And I wouldn't put social links. I would put a link that would have my social links, if that makes sense, so that I don't have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. It gets so messy. So you'd rather just have one link that has everything in it, so it's just in there once. For me, when you get an email from me, from my work email, you always get three things. You will always get my digital business card, you'll also get my website, and you also get my podcast, because those are the three things I want you to interact with after reading the email, so that if you do want to take it a step further, then you can add me. And I've seen that happen. Someone just adds me to their, I look at my digital business card and I sent an email, and now I have their contact. So it even makes the conversation even better, because they took action. They read the email, they responded, but they still went further to take action. They may have gone to my website, but because I got that direct response, it allows me to know how serious they are, and really when it comes to time sensitivity as well. Go ahead, Suman.
Thank you, Favor. So, in signatures, what basically I mainly focus for me and for my clients is I take an icons if I want to share my socials, and the website, which I definitely wanted to share just one link, right? Which is what I want to track, and remaining, yes, the socials. I definitely wanted to put the icons which has those link, which is clickable. That will definitely help them to look my signature to look more prettier, and just one link and my image and the name, and that's it. I definitely want to keep it very simple. So this is something which I basically do it. But yes, any link, even on your image, also make sure you are tracking them. In that way you will understand how many people from your signatures are clicking it and checking the information, because that is where you would understand from where you are getting the traffic, what sort of traffic you are getting in, right? So I think Favor is good at it, and he would be explaining furthermore. Yeah.
Thank you, Suman. Yes, it's so important to have your signature, and I feel like it's a business practice for modern day visual communication. I just think it makes the most sense, because if I go to a business networking event, right, and I may have my business card on me, I haven't printed a physical business card in a long time, but I know that it's important. And of course, after COVID, everybody, they're very skeptical. They don't want to touch, things like that. So that's why the digital business cards really emerged really fast. That was what I saw. And if you are, sending someone and they can scan your code, and then they can get your business card, that interaction is even better because now it's within their digital, device. Because compared to before, you're like, oh, why did I leave that business card? Where did I drop it? I can't see it. And then you wish you took a picture. And instead of taking a picture of the QR code or scanning it, it would have saved you less, just saved you a lot of time, really. So putting it in your email is good, and you can track it too, Kimmy, because for me, I use Popple. That's my digital business card. I use Popple and I pay for it every year. So I think it's about $69.99 or $79.99, something like that. And I pay for it every year because I can literally have that. It shows me their locations. It looks like Snapchat in a way. It's a really nice small world there. So you get to see where they've connected with you. You're like, okay, I got a connection in Cali. I got a connection in Ohio. I got a connection in Florida. It shows you all those things. And then you can also still export the CSV file because it has their name and their email. So it's also a good way to still capture emails because yes, we're capturing emails on our website. Yes, it's good for SEO. Yes, it's good for traffic. But also when you're doing business with people, you want to make sure that they can connect with you because some people just like a good phone call. Some people like text messages. Some people like FaceTime. Some people like Zoom. Some people just want to meet you in person, So you don't know what type of person you're going to interact with until you open the door to allow them to interact with you first. So that's what I usually like to do. And if you do more networking and you now connect with them, and it's happened for me, you scan my business card and you're there. Even when I was on the plane, when I was coming back from Houston, somebody that I met, I didn't even talk to him the whole time until the end. And he asked me one question. I can't remember what it was. And then we went into a whole tangent. And then he was like, what do you do? And I told him what I do. And he's also into big financial, he runs a financial company. And he was like, okay, cool. So I now gave him my business card and he scanned it from his phone, and that's literally on the plane. So when you see things like that and you're thinking about the service you're giving them, the content marketing in itself is an experience because before you read my article, before you read my email, before you even buy my product, before you do anything with what I'm having to offer you, you're experiencing something. So for you to scan a code is an experience. For you to click the link is an experience. For you to read that article is an experience. For you to watch that video is an experience because I've never experienced it before. It's something new. Just like when you watch a new music video or you go to a concert or you watch a new movie, yes, you love what you're about to watch because you've seen a trailer, but it's the first time you're experiencing it. First time you've gone to Disney, that's an experience, right? First time you drink a Starbucks coffee, that's an experience, right? So all these experiences are coming in form of content. You probably saw it on the internet somewhere that someone tried it on TikTok, and now you want to try it too and go with your girlfriends and have a good time, or I want to go with the guys and spend time over there. You start to actually enjoy that service because you saw it from a search perspective, right? Everything that we do is based on search. So when you start using those things as well, you want to build it out as well for your business. Yeah, you're welcome, Shay, and Kimmy as well. I'll put my link, my business card link, there for you guys to just see what it looks like. And it's already on my links, but I'll just put it in the link in the chat so that you guys can see it and try it out. There are different platforms you can use for digital business cards, especially when you think about doing a service. Because if you're a service-based business, then you're starting from customer service, right? Let me back that up again. When you are using service, right? When you're talking about service content marketing, you're doing it from a customer service perspective. So, what is a customer service experience, right? What is a customer reaction or response to the experience that you're giving them, right? If you tell them on a Zoom call, this is what's going to happen, and then 2 weeks later it doesn't happen, what happens after that? If you say the opposite and you actually surpass their expectation, what happens after that, right? When people know that, oh, you can actually call them, you can connect with them, you can actually reach out to them, it shows how much you value them, right? Yes, we're connecting with people. Yes, we have clients. Yes, we talk to people every day, but the people that you're serving also need to feel like it's more than the money. because if that relationship is done, there's nothing else you're going to get out of that but hello and bye bye. You might not even get those if you're really lucky, because you've built a bridge that you've burnt. And when you burn that bridge, you can't really build it back because it won't look the same. Definitely not. So if you're servicing your audience with information and you're giving them content that they can build, then that build up is going to allow them to connect with you further because they can actually enjoy the experience. I just saw your comment, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. What do you love about the card? What do you see?
I love how at the bottom it has all of your social media icons for people just to click. That makes it easy for them. They don't have to follow up and say, "Oh, well, what's your, where are you at on Facebook or where are you at on Instagram?" It's all right there. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just like to keep it simple, so that when you see that, it also shows, okay, here's where I hang out the most. It's kind of like a way of telling you without saying it. Like I hang out a lot, on podcasts. I have a Calendly. So if you want to connect to me there, I'm on LinkedIn for business. I'm on Instagram for community. I have a website that you can, just check me out a little more. I'm on TikTok as well. I've been on TikTok since it was called Musical.ly back in 2016. Even if you look at my profile, I don't post much. I don't really use it for business, but I use it just personally. That's just me. I might switch it to business very soon. But if you scroll all the way down to my very first TikTok video, you look at the date stamp and you'll see when I posted it. So it's been a while. It's been a long while. Clubhouse, we're here. So clearly. Pinterest, definitely. Apple Music. I also do music as well. And I've not actually recorded music in a long time. So, and because I've been so focused on my podcast, but very soon, God willing, next year, I might be doing a few new songs. So on Clubhouse, y'all might hear some new music from me because I've been really, really trying to figure out how can I get back into music and do something, with the sounds and everything, So yeah, you guys will enjoy it. I'm a drummer too. So I like to, make sure that the music is also having some good melodies. So yeah, I might do that next year. That's what I'm thinking about. So just thinking about service, people may like you because you do SEO, but people may also just like you because you know how to cook good, or because you know how to play the drums, or because you know how to keep a smile on their face. You don't know really what is going to move that needle, because it might not even be with the service you offer, but it's just because maybe it's your voice, maybe it's your the way you ask questions. It could be anything. So I feel like it's not just about the service, it's beyond the service. Lisa?
I accidentally hit that instead of the heart.
No problem. No problem. No problem. And good to see you as well, Nicole. Just wanted to say hi to you. And Kimmy said, I'm so glad I signed up for your SEO course because I keep losing cell reception this morning. Oh, don't worry. You're in. So you don't have to worry about anything. You have access to this. The replays are on here, but it's going to be off. And of course, it will be on the podcast too. So you can always have access to, the replay in case you miss out on anything. And I'm glad that you're also enjoying the course as well. This course is a service. It's a digital product, yes, but it's also a service that's being provided. Because imagine if you have a digital product and it has bad service, that's bad business, right? Because you want to make sure that even the platform you're on makes sense. The platform I'm using, full transparency, it's called Learn Worlds, right? Because first of all, I love the name Worlds. Secondly, I like to do things differently. Like I kind of like to do things differently from everybody, because if everyone's using Kajabi, I'll find the next best thing to also combat that. So I used to be on Thinkific. I loved it. It was really nice, early days. And then I moved over to Kajabi, and then I was in Kajabi for about 2 years. Then I moved over to Experienceify for like a month, probably less. And then I now stayed with Learn Worlds, and I've been with them since May this year, I believe. So I'm fairly new on Learn Worlds, but this is a place I'm going to stay, because for me as a business, my business is called Work and Play Entertainment. And I've always, and probably this is the first time you guys are hearing this, But one of my big goals is to have a school. Like I've said it. I said it like about 10 years ago. I was like, I want to have an internet radio station, not knowing that this was the way God was just paving it for me to have a whole podcast, which is internet radio in itself. I didn't call it podcast, and it was internet radio 10 years ago. Actually, 2011. Yeah, 2011. That's about, 12 years ago. That's when I thought about having an internet radio. Now in 2023, I'm like, okay, what else can we do? Now I want to do it a little bit bigger. And I want to have a work and play school, right? And what is that school involving? E-learning, right? So I don't have to go and buy a building to have a school, right? People do classes online these days. I've done classes online myself. When I was doing my MBA, that's when I did, towards the end, that's when I was doing virtual, but I've gone through the whole process and all those things. So when I look at it from having a school, I'm like, I want to educate people, like to the point where I'm even thinking about having like a student discount for the course, so I can start reaching out to schools and helping them, because I know with schools they have a good system and everything, and whatever they're teaching is whatever they're teaching, right? But I feel like if I add an extra curriculum to what they're learning, and they can learn this and actually use this and graduate and do something with their lives, and also be better and be better than me, then at least I've paved the way for one person, one child, So I'm not thinking just about, oh yeah, business. I'm also thinking about the future coming, because your competition are those people who are still in high school, elementary school. That's your competition, because in 10, 20 years from now, they're the ones you're going to be competing with. So that's why I'm really passionate about building out a school. It's not just, oh, I have a course. Yes, you can buy the course. Yes, you can get the details in there, but it's the experience I want you to also enjoy, because that's what the service is all about. My content marketing right now, this whole week has been on a series of SEO. And what you're experiencing here right now is content marketing. It's in audio form. It's literally in live format, but it's content. It's something that you can listen to for years. So even if someone listens to this episode 2 years from now, and I know that usually happens because someone sends me an email 2 years after the episode is launched, they're like, oh, I love this episode. I was like, we did that in August 2021. It's happened before. So I'm still surprised. I'm still humbled. I'm still like, wow, people are still searching, because I want you to know that what you say today, everything that you do as a content piece, treat it as an asset. That's why I treat websites like an asset. Because if that website falls down today, there's no business that you're having tomorrow. If your systems fail today, you don't have anything to do. If the website just crashes and you're supposed to have a live session, you're supposed to have people come in and visit your website, and it's broken, it won't work. Just like if you have your house and something is wrong with the house, you don't want to have visitors in the house to give them the wrong impression or give them a bad experience, because you want them to have the best experience so they can have a lasting impression when they leave the door, when they leave the room, when they leave the house, right? So the same thing that happens for your business. When someone comes to your website and they can navigate through your website, they can actually sign up, they can show you those things, it can really, really help your business grow long term. Not because you just want to do it for doing sake, but you want to start focusing on, what are you delivering? How are people connecting with you? Why is this so important? And why are you doing this to the point where you want to help so many people, right? And if there's a big why, then that why should surpass, your doubts. It should surpass your obstacles. It should surpass anything that you're trying to put in the way of that, because you're much bigger than that. You keep going. For me, I'm someone that keeps going. Some people may say I'm naggy. I'm not really naggy in an offensive way or in an arguing way, but I'm kind of like, I'm persistent in a way that is like, wow, this person really, really means what he's saying, because he can see it. When a child tells you, oh, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. The more persistent they say, the more you're like, okay, let's go. Or maybe you just say, we'll go on another day, or actually think about planning a day to surprise your child so that they can experience it when you're ready. By the end of the day, you've heard them, you've listened. So if someone's telling you, I want to learn this, I want to learn that, and you don't give them that service, you don't give them that attention, they're going to go to somebody else, right? So if you think about your service and the service you provide, make sure that your house, meaning in other words, your website, shows those things. And in those things you want to build. When I talked about products yesterday, when you have a product, right? You don't want to just have a product page. You want to have an article that supports the product. You want to have documentation series of articles on your website that can support the product. Because if you have one product and you're selling a mug, right? And you have 5 articles talking about how this mug, is hot and cold, or, where was this mug used, or what's the history behind the mug, and maybe this mug versus your best mug in town, or why would you want to get this mug instead of the one next door? Those are 5 different content pieces that someone can use to make an informed decision about whether to purchase your mug or not, compared to just having a product page that says, here are the benefits, here are the features, here's the price, here's the size, and here you go. Someone would be like, okay, cool story, but I'll be back later, and then they never show up. But if they come and they're like, oh, okay, this actually makes sense. I didn't know that actually this was the reason why. I didn't know that this is a mantra. I didn't know this is what it means to you. And then you go on a podcast talking about your mug, and then people get to know that your mug actually is working. It helps. It blows people's minds. I had a conversation with someone early this year with a business, and usually sometimes when I have this one-off conversations with them, they're so powerful because they have a lasting impression on both ends. And he was telling me that there's a company that they started working with. These guys, they sell I was confused in the beginning, but I was like, I mean, it makes sense. They sell desk plants and they're making $1 million a year. So in my head, I was like, these people are selling desk plants, yo. They're probably artificial. Maybe they're natural. I don't know. But they're not, they're plants. They're desk plants. So that already told me, okay, this company has definitely done a B2B service or is a B2B service business, because they can go to companies, and companies that like desks, that have desks, that they can have space for plant desks. They can do that to decorate. That could be in form of interior design. That could be in form of props. That could be in form of maybe sustainability. That could be in form of being eco-friendly. That could be in form of something that can support nature. So they start like really dumbing down and doubling down on those things, and that's how they're making their sales, right? Because they're connecting with businesses. So they may be selling in bulk, maybe per unit they're selling to a company, or they're doing it every year. I don't know their business model, but for the fact that they're selling desk plants and that's what they're using to exactly, Lisa, right? It shows that, hey, you can sell anything. You can sell, I think people still sell pebble rocks. People sell those things and they still make money from them. So imagine you, who God has given the intelligence to think, to act, to do things that are beyond, like there are things that you can do today that you can benefit for years to come, because you have that intellectual property that you can use as an asset. You can go so far. It just takes one yes to change everything. So this is why I really want you to, think about it that way. Dr. Sharon is thinking too. We love to know what you're thinking. But yeah, it's so, 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 so important to look at all these things and measure them according to, what you're getting. And Rocky, what did she say? Kimmy said, oh, you and Rocky use sound effects here a lot. How do you do that? Okay. So normally when you're on stage, you get two types of sound, not really sounds, but emojis. You get the visual and then you get the sound. So when you long press on your icon, you'll get, visual. That's where you can also get the GIFs. And I'm sure you can do that as well, in the audience. But if you're on stage too, you can now do the sound. So like for me, if I do the sound, I would do something like, so you get it on both ends. So if you're ever on stage, you can also try that as well. And if you're on Club Deck, you can also have that as well. So just wanted to answer your question and just give you that insight as well. Dr. Sharon says, do you have an affiliate link for Pool? For Pool? What is Pool? Did I
She
miss?
means Popple.
Oh, Popple. I was like, wait, Pool. Okay. I was confused. So good question. So I I don't have one. I don't know if they I don't know if they do. They should. They have this thing called Popple Ambassador, but I'll check. I'll check because I don't have one. Honestly, I don't have one, but I'll check. I'll see what. Yeah, I'll check. If I have one and I actually do have one, then I'll send it off to you. But it's just in the App Store. and you can just download it from the app stores. I don't know. I don't know if I have, I don't, personally, I don't, because I didn't create one, but I don't even know if they have a program, but I'll check because they have an ambassador line. But hey, Dr. Sharon, go ahead, Lisa, sorry.
I was going to say, how do you spell that, Favor? Is it Poople, Popple,
Oh,
or did I just say
it's,
Poople?
I know it's POPL. So when you go to your app store, I'm going there to type in POPL, and then you hit the enter. It will tell you Popple digital business card. I'll put the link in the chat for those who have iPhones so that you can get it from the app store. Yeah. I saw Travis Michelle as well. Go ahead, Dr. Sharon, then we'll go to Travis Michelle.
So someone inside in the chat says that there is an affiliate link. So you might want to get that affiliate link set up so that
Okay.
you can benefit from that. Yeah, that autocorrect sometimes just jacks me up, but that's okay. Figured it out.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. And thank you, Lindsay, as well. Appreciate that. Okay. Because, oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There should be something like that. I should have something like that. Now, when I'm looking at the URL, it makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely, because I'm in now. So I'll check in. But thank you so much, Lindsay, for that too. It's really nice. It's really, really, really nice. When you have that, I remember when I was a client and they sell loungewear and sleepwear. And I went to Atlanta's Mart for the first time. And I was like, oh, this is a huge place. They have like so many levels. So we started like, went to different places just to see like what they do as businesses, just to learn their business. And it was a nice business experience because I love things like that, just to know how people are doing business. One of them had like a QR code that you can scan. And as soon as you scan the code, you leave your phone number and then you start getting text messages. So as you go, you're leaving with information, which is really cool for customer experience and content marketing as a service. That's one of the examples. And then for me, when I met one of them too, I think they were talking about some type of business they were trying to build, and they just scanned my code. And they scanned my code, and that was it. So these kind of things allow you to connect with people, and it saves you time because there's no way you can get someone's business card physically, and then now you would have to go manually type that on your CRM, which is stressful. So I'd rather just have you scan the code and I have it digitally accessible and then upload it to my CSV file as a CSV file and then just add you right in. It just saves you all the time in the world as well. So yeah, I don't know how we got into Popple, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying it too. And yes, they are Popple ambassadors too. So I might just sign up and go in there since I'm really talking about Popple. Yeah, I think I should. So thank you, Dr. Sharon, for that. Go ahead, Travis Michelle.
Hi, yes. So again, good morning. And Dr. Sharon, I had you. I knew that autocorrect had you in a chokehold. But the in terms of Popple, so I am going to I'm going to school to be certified in Seattle next week. And I was using this other business. They're setting me up so I can have QR code, et cetera, et cetera. If they're not ready, I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Popple because Favor has been all over me about joining. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to have another something else. So I think I'm just going to go and do that. And I'm glad that we also support each other. Like, hey, Favor, you need to have your own link. That's right, Dr. Sharon. You know what? Because we get up here and we're sharing and you're serving and you're giving. And sometimes we get so busy, we forget, oh, doggone it. That's right. That is also a source of income and it's passive, right? We don't have to get out and do anything, put on makeup, talk to 100,000 people, send out 50,000 emails, none of that, just having a conversation. So, and everybody is going to video because even when I go out in places and people are asking to join me or to follow me, I just open up my Instagram and they're like, I didn't even know. And they're not all older people. These are younger people. They didn't even realize that you could just scan even from your Instagram and you don't have to worry about misspelled words. And you have those long underlines, all of that. So this is great. And besides, I want to also ask Favor, when I do my Popple, are you connecting that to my like website and other stuff? And I don't want to use my personal phone number. So how does that work while we're on the subject, y'all? Sorry.
Ooh, great question. Okay, so I'm actually even logging into Popple as we speak, so I can get my affiliate link and send it out to y'all if I can get it before the room closes. Definitely. So when you get into Popple, yes, I would say add it to your email signature too, because that's going to be one step closer to connecting with them, especially for your industry too, Travis Michelle. You want to have those one-on-one conversations that they feel comfortable speaking to you about. So when you have your business card available for them, it also shows that you're also like indirectly saying that you want to hear from them. So that way they feel like more connected than just responding via email. They could respond via, checking you out on your website and then seeing your Popple there. They can connect with you directly, and that's even better because Popple.co is a website. So it still goes down to SEO. So it means you're still creating backlinks because you're building your links within those platforms. So it's like you're earning some type of market share in a way within their digital real estate, and you're using their website to also advance your business or enhance your business. So it's not just even like putting links in there, it's more so having it accessible so that even your search console shows that, oh, you're getting popple.co referral links, because when you start getting a lot of people clicking on one thing, it sends a big signal to people. So you can definitely do that for Popple. And then if you start using that as well, knowing that with Popple, I also noticed that you have a personal, you can have a business, and you can have even another card. So imagine if you have a Popple account, and then one is for business, the other one is your products and services, or maybe one is for products and then the other one is for services. So when they scan those codes, they are literally getting direct access to each of those links through a scanned process. And everyone these days scans. So it's not, something that is like far-fetched. When you go to a restaurant, you scan the menu. So it's pretty much part of our culture now. So it just helps, life get easier, and then you just get across the message that you want. I think you had a second question, and I'm trying to remember it. I hope I answered it, but remind me if I didn't speak on it.
No, you did, because it was that SEO. And I was saying if I had maybe what it was, I was saying I'm getting this other thing that also is similar to like a link tree. How does that affect it? Can I just add my Popple onto it so people can go on there as well?
Yeah, you can add it on there too. Because like for me with my Zap link, I can literally, within my Zap link, the first link I put in the room, that is the link that takes you to all my resources. So I'll just give you an example. So I'll just change the link, because that link up top right now is directly going to my business card. But if you have a link tree to be something like this, so this is my link that you can connect with me everywhere, because as soon as you hit go to link, the first thing you see is all my socials from email all the way to threads. And then when you scroll down, you can now join the masterclass, the SEO course, get on a call. You can now get my business card, which is the third one on the slide. Then my podcast is there. And then after that, you have my Trust Pilot, which is for reviews as well. So if you have it on your link tree as well, you can just put it just there. It says, hey, grab my business card. Now what you're doing is like you're kind of compounding into it, because your link is like, it's like sandwiched. It's sandwiched into Linktree. It's also sandwiched into Popple. So you're literally adding two links on top of each other that are pointing to the same place. So you're actually improving your positioning as a business, and that way they get to also experience you because it's a service that you're providing.
Thank you so much. Okay. Look, he's been telling me this for like a month, and I'm like, I don't know. I was very resistant. So guys, he sold me, and I get it now. Sometimes we don't sign up for things because of maybe being burned in the past, and we want to make sure that it makes sense, and not just cents in our brain, but dollars and cents. So if we're getting more for the buck, and now that I know also SEO, that's what he's all about, and that's what I'm all about. So, and that's what we all have to be about, right? And thank you again. I want to give a public shout out to Dr. Sharon, because with my Pinterest, she actually, like, I was having a meltdown that night. I think I was. But anywho, she really just calmed me down because I was frustrated. My anxiety was high, and I was like, I ain't doing this Pinterest thing, even though I've been trying and other people, but I just wasn't getting it. And she had the patience of Job. Thank you, Dr. Sharon.
You're welcome.
Yes, the love here is real. It's real. I appreciate you for that. Yeah, we've come to the top of the hour. Ryan, let me see. I don't want to miss out on any question.
Do you
Um,
have your link yet, Favor?
I'm actually signing up right now for the ambassadors as we
Okay.
speak. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's immediate. Maybe Lindsay, you can let me know if it's like immediate as soon as I do it. But I'm doing it right now as well. Thank you, Lisa.
Let's make sure we keep the room going. Favor comes in here every day giving us so much information, actionable information so that we can grow and scale and monetize in our business. He gives us this information for free. So the least we can do, I know that his segment typically is over by now, but the least we could do is give him a few extra moments so that he can get his link together and share it with us. Whether, I don't know if you're going to pin it up at the top of the room or if you're going to share it in the chat, Favor, but you absolutely, after sharing, I never heard of Popple. I never heard of it, and so I got it written down. I'm waiting. I'm going to wait. If it takes a few moments, I don't care. I'm going to make sure that you get the credit for even sharing that in this room this morning, because I know that my business is going to benefit from that. So everyone hang in there. If you're at work, if you're driving, he's going to be able to share that with us very soon, or at least give us an update. If it's a process, if you got to get approved or whatever, we're going to figure out a way where everyone can get that link, and so that Favor can get the credit that he deserves. So I just wanted to share that.
I agree with you, Lisa. And I just want to encourage everybody. I had my consultation with Favor. If you don't do that, you're harming yourself. Like literally, uh, it was, he allowed 30 minutes, but he was so effective that we got done before that. And I was like, my God. And everything that he was talking about, I knew where he was going. I knew it was exactly what I needed. And I knew I needed him to help me implement. I've known I've had this greatness in me to birth. I didn't know how to do it. And I also knew that me in of myself could not do it, because I had to have people who had other strengths that would require of me what I needed to release. I have to do the work, but I have to be partnered with someone who's not going to coddle me, someone who's not going to allow me to not do what I need to do, because birthing is hard, but it's required. And the gift that comes afterwards is a gift to everyone. And that's the process that I'm going through. But as I heard Favor talk about the ideas that I had in my head, and I was able to ask him guiding questions, he so easily articulated. And because of that conversation, I then understood how the dots would connect. And I knew I had to partner with him to get it done. Not only get it done, but get it done right, because my goal is to impact and change the world. And I cannot do that on an island isolated. I have to be partnered with the right people who have the gifts. And then I have to partner my gifts and be of service. And so I just wanted to tell everybody, if you have not connected with him, you are robbing yourself, not only yourself, but the world, or the people who are waiting on what you have, that you are here purpose to deliver. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I just had to share that with you guys, and I'll yield my mic.
Whoa, drop the mic. I'm sorry. Can we pass the collection plate? Y'all, we got a collection plate. Do you have your popple ready? Because that's your collection plate, favor, so that we can go ahead and join. Because I went to the app store, but I'm waiting. I'm holding out. Collection plate, please. You know you have that money in your pockets. Go ahead. You know that change, even that change, it adds up to dollars. Y'all, passing the plate.
You
No,
are
I
crazy.
always got us some gifts.
Yes, Lisa, that was crazy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It worked. It worked. I finally it told me my account is under verification. I'm sure they'll approve me maybe before the end of the day. And yes, Lindsay, thank you so much for that feedback too. But I went to my settings and I found the link. So I put the link in the chat and it's also at the very top. So please use that link and sign up today, and make sure that you sign up and enjoy the platform, because this is something I believe, I save the best for last, because it's a service that we're offering. And if we can offer the service to people and they can actually experience something new that your competitor doesn't have, that is just a little bit different. Just like you might just have the right amount of gravy, you just might have the right amount of salt or the right amount of this, because that just sets you apart from the crowd. That's what you want. And if someone can actually scan your code, see your content, and then still get their business information and connect with you, that's solid, because within those 24 hours, you can have a really good conversation, and that can take you from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 100. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for pushing me. I appreciate you. And the link is available. Yeah, up top, and it's also in the link. So the replays are on, but I'm going to take them into the podcast. They've been going in gradually. And if you do want to be part of our community, please make sure that you are signed up with us. I'll also put the second link as well in the chat so that you guys can click on it. And if you want to stay connected, please make sure you sign up and get connected. And also, just because of this, since we're talking about passing the plate, uh this happened yesterday, yeah, and I feel like because I was I had soccer and I was playing, and I got back from like around midnight. And when I got back, I literally looked at my phone, and there were more people that signed up than before I dropped my phone for the course. And I was like, these people are really taking action. I'm really happy to see this. One of them has already completed the course today. So I just want you guys to know that I really appreciate you being here consistently, learning and building, because I know that if you can just take action today, tomorrow things can definitely change for you, and you can get to see a lot of good things come your way. So just take this information, take one thing, learn from it, and run with it. It's going to help you. Ryan was asking earlier, I didn't want to miss that, about how much roughly do we pay for all these apps. Well, it also depends on how much you're willing to invest in your business, because sometimes people look at the cost before the experience. Some people look at the experience before the cost. So if it costs you that much to lose the experience, that's your business model. And if it's the other way around, it's a little different. Popple, I just went to my subscriptions on my Apple, and I pay $76.99 per year. And I know you're in the UK, so that may be a different figure for you, maybe 60 something or 50 something. I don't know the rate, but it may be around that, per year. So you don't have to pay it per month. You can pay per month if you want to, but I just got the year option, the pro year option. There's Pro Plus, there's ambassadors. You can see all of them there. So it starts as low as $4.99 a month if you want to be a pro ambassador. But I use a Popple Pro yearly, which is $76.99. So they have all plans. So you don't have to get all. You just have to get one that is suitable for you. And then for all the apps that we use, I can't mention them all here because we use a lot of apps, but at the end of the day, it has to balance out with what you do as a business. If this tool is important for your business, then you need to pay for it, just like you pay for your domain every year because you need it to run. So the cost roughly, I can't even give you that number. I would not even lie to you. I don't want to pull a number that you'd be like, huh, but I don't know. I can't give you that number because I have to now go and look at everything. But at least everybody has their own expenses as a business. And sometimes you may be spending way more than you're supposed to. Sometimes you may be spending way less than you're supposed to. But that's all subjective. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys have that in mind. But thank you so much for that, Ryan. Appreciate you for the question too. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll be having more rooms like this. And actually, you know what? Let me just do this right now. I didn't think about it till now. Put in the chat what you would like me to talk about. Yes, it's a tax deductible, Dr. Sharon. Yes. By the way, I forgot to say that. And Lisa's all signed up. Yay. Good, good, good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. Guys, put in the chat. We're going to do this in 2 minutes, and I'll take a screenshot of the chat because I know the replays will be away. All these replays will be on the podcast. So I want to get a snapshot of the chat. Put in the chat for me what you want to learn in October. I'll start the topics for October from next week because I want to actually come to Clubhouse and ask you, because yes, I come up with the titles, yes, I come up with the ideas, yes, I do the research, but I want you to tell me in the chat, what would you want to learn more about? I've never done this before, so I'm giving you guys an opportunity to put in the chat. If not, I'll just come up with my own topics based on research that I get. But if there's something that you want to learn about that you want me to talk about on Clubhouse, especially in the Social with Rocky House, that I can talk about for a week and just stretch it out, because I've realized, and I want to also give Travis Michelle her flowers too, because she was like, "Favor, this SEO thing is great, it's amazing, but if you keep flipping, the topics every single day, it might get stressful and we may not really get the full thing." And I took that in and I was like, yeah, let me break it down a little more so I can use a whole week to explain one concept. But this time it was a series, but I want to start breaking it down like that. So Ryan says backlinks. Oh, that's a good one. I think someone else told me about that the other day. Backlinks are very easy to get. You just need to know how to do it correctly. But I can break that down. Stacy says how to build YouTube videos to build your business. Okay. Dr. Sharon is whatever you teach. Okay. Kimmy says more about how to track link activity from signatures. That's very specific. Okay. Lisa says local SEO. And then Dr. Sharon says different aspects of SEO. Okay. I can bring that as well. Yeah, Stacey also seconds that as well, and Kimmy also seconds Ryan. Okay, so I got it. Backlinks, YouTube, uh, signatures, emails, SEO. Okay, all right, bet. I got it. So all the above. Yes, Tracy. Okay, definitely. So I got it. I got all the information. I'll definitely come back with more. So make sure you guys check out for the schedule so that you will be able to get all the details. So with that said, hope you have an amazing Friday. It's a blessed day. Enjoy the sun. I know we're getting into the fall season. I think fall starts tomorrow, September 23rd. So, yeah. So Lisa, I'm excited to hear your topics for the fall.
Yep. Yes, I am going to be preparing everyone for the holidays. I mean, I know it's September, but you blink too long and the holidays are going to sneak up on us. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about holiday desserts and holiday side dishes and how to survive and thrive during the holidays. I'm a diabetes educator, so I'm going to be relating that to how to keep your blood sugars in check. Because before you know it, it'll be time to go back to the physician's office. And we want to make sure your A1C, look at Dr. Sharon, she's going to be looking at your A1C level. So, absolutely, that is what all of my content is going to be focused on over the next few weeks. Thank you, Favor.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. Wow, that's big. That's really big. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that and hear that more. I think it's very important as well. Dr. Sharon's like, ooh, okay. And Ryan, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I've never had somebody ask me this. I think this is the biggest number I've had in the chat, 104. You guys have been very interactive and I really appreciate you. And you said send your Cash App or PayPal. So I put my Cash App there. I don't do this. I don't do this, and I don't have a buy me a coffee, but I have my Cash App there. So if you want to use the link, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just wanted to put it there because Ryan asked. I would have not put it there if you didn't ask the question. So thank you so much for anyone that, sends me a Cash App coffee. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. So this week you have given real gems. Oh, appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know what, Ryan? Because I know we were supposed to get on a call and we couldn't get on the call. I'll definitely want to give you a complimentary call just because you've been here consistent. And I know you have a business that I want you to thrive in. And I've seen what you do. You have amazing photography. So I don't know what your, what's going on and, what the plan is. But I know that definitely if you're, thinking about your videos, your in-person events and what you're building out, I know there's something that would be good. So just reach out to me and let me know. But yes, I appreciate the Cash App. Thank you so much for that. And Stacy is asking you, Lisa, when your room is, when that.
Yes, my rooms are scheduled on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays here in the Social with Rocky House. I usually have them at 8 o'clock in the morning. Today we had a plant-based, and we were talking about vegan diet. So, and someone asked me to talk about blood type diet. So I'm going to be addressing that next week in one of my rooms. So you don't want to miss that.
Definitely don't want to miss that. And my cousin is battling diabetes. That's why it's like I'm going to have to connect you. I'm going to have to get her connected with your resources because she has been frustrated because she feels like it's a guessing game. So I thank you for what you're doing also.
Thank you.
Hey, I love the connections we have here. This is amazing. I don't think Clubhouse is going anywhere. That's just my take. I feel like it's Clubhouse is here to stay, and I do want it to stay because 3 years in on this app, I've learned so much, and I don't think without being on this app, life would be the way it is now. And I think that's for a lot of us too. So these connections are priceless, and I really appreciate it too. So yeah, definitely. Ryan Kim is asking who was photography. I believe it was Ryan. Ryan, if I'm wrong, please correct me because I know there's something to do with photography with you. But I know it's events based. But yes, Kim is asking about photography. Yeah, and truth does create connections, and I want to stay too. Definitely. If it wasn't for Clubhouse, I don't think we would be experiencing what we're experiencing here. Because on Clubhouse, we talk, and we have conversations. On other apps, it's more like, see what I posted, like, look at me, but here it's more like, let's talk. And it's a little different. And it's also a free app, it's a free space. Anyone can say anything, and we're all connected in this amazing place. So, yeah, thank you all so much, for being here. Suman, Lisa, Travis Michelle, Stacy, Dr. Sharon, Suzanne, Shay, Ryan, Blowout, Kimmy, Tracy, Leah, Derek, good to see you, man. I don't know who this is. Resemble Man 11, Josina, Gigi, Elena, and Karim. Thank you all so much as well. And Ryan says, I provide photo booth hire for online and in-person events. I knew it had to be something with photos because I know the PB had a photo in it. Yeah. So yes, Ryan will be the person to talk to if you want to get that taken care of. So thank you all so much. Appreciate you. And I will be back here in the Social with Rocky House on Monday. I may start off with backlinks next week because that's going to be something that kind of have to break down. So I may start off with backlinks on Monday and I'll schedule it. I just have to know exactly how to, navigate that for you. So it's not too hard, but I'll start off on Monday with like the big stuff and then I'll break it down towards the end of the week. So God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, weekend coming, and I'll see you guys on Monday.